Cybernation Uncensored.
We are officially live. Everyone should be able to see us and hear us now. Let's all say hello and check those mics.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
All right, cool. Chat, let us know if anyone's muted or frozen. We'll try to get that fixed right away. Wow, it has been a while. Hey, what's up? Wookie Kev in chat. All right, I see some familiar faces already up in there. Vulpus Fox, what's up? So yeah, it's been a while. We are into 2024 already. We've already gone through January. I can't believe how fast time is flying by. But we are finally back to Team Phoenix Rising. I want to do a little recap of the team, kind of where it came from. The original Team Veritas, evolving into Phoenix Rising, pretty much out of those ashes, into what it is now with a new player. If anyone watching has noticed, Tyrus is here with us, so we'll get into that too. And then we'll discuss about how we do the two guest players as well and the whole Patreon thing. But I want to also dive into Tyrus's character's life path a little bit, and we all kind of intermix that, as well as the Depart story from Jansik for his solo wolf, anybody that's been familiar in the past. But if you're new, don't stress out if all of that sounds crazy and unfamiliar, because we're literally just recapping the past so we can get into new. And this team is all about one-shots. So you can tune in each month and get a nice one-shot with these characters and two new characters each time. And it doesn't necessarily have to link to previous games and stuff. It can if you want to dive into some of the lore, but it's not a necessity. So don't stress out if you're new here. All right, let's see here. Let's go around the table first before we get started, and everybody introduce yourself. Let people know where they can find you online, and then introduce your character, at least the name and the role that you're playing. And then, like I said, we'll do a little deeper dive when we do our recap. But Val, why don't you start it off for us?
It is I, Big Val. You can find me at cyber_Valerie. Hey, got it right. It's been a while. And I'm playing Phoenix, your Southern Belle. She's the fixer.
Very true. Chris.
Hey, I'm Chris. You can find me everywhere at Cold Spider 04, and
Me,
I'm
guys.
playing Tomcat Tech, and I'm excited to be back.
Oh, yeah. What was that, Val?
I said my whole thing shut down. Did you guys hear me?
Oh yeah, we heard you. We got you.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
And our new player, Tyrus.
Hello there, I'm Tyrus. You could find me on Twitter at SarcasticTyrus. I am the new kid on the block here with the team. I will be playing the character Datara. The role he has is a tech, mainly specializing in being a weaponsmith.
Nice. Very cool.
Nice.
Look forward to meeting him. But like I said, we'll dive into that and do a deeper dive on all the characters here in a moment and the team. And then we'll kind of move forward from there with our little mini session 0. This won't be a full-on one-shot by any means. It's just a mini session 0. I want to reintroduce the characters. Like I said, it's been a while. We kind of want to start fresh in 2024 and, you know, give kind of a foundation for all the new friends and fans and people tuning in from Cybernation Uncensored. But getting ahead of myself. Let me first introduce myself. I am GM Rob Mulligan. I'm the game master here. I'm also the founder of Cybernation Uncensored. If you haven't checked it out before, make sure you please do. We do live streams all the time here on Twitch, and then we VOD everything on the Cybernation Uncensored YouTube channel, and then it goes out to 30 plus podcast sites and then some. We also have a huge, very active community on our Discord, on Facebook, Twitter, anywhere that you see social media. You can find Cybernation Uncensored. I really encourage you to check out the Discord. In fact, let me drop that in the chat because we are currently running a casting call for GM Capricious Nature. If anybody remembers good old Cappy Natty, I like to call him sometimes just as a joke. But yeah, he's been an old school friend. When we started out as Cyberpunk Uncensored, he had my back. He was a friend. He used to stream with us and everything, and then he had to go away. He's been teaching a lot and doing what he does, but he's finally back, and he's doing a casting call for Death in Space by Free League Publishing. So make sure you join the Discord and you check out that casting call. Hey, shout out to Gizmo, gifting out all those subs. Gizmo is one of our founders too. He's actually one of our main admins on the Discord. He was in one of my first stream teams, and he helped us get the Discord community going. Thanks so much for all those gifted out subs. But yeah, so check out Cybernation Uncensored. Make sure you subscribe, you follow here on Twitch, on YouTube, wherever you're checking this out or hearing this right now. And if you're listening to it on the podcast, please give us like 5 stars on whatever site you're checking it out. We could really use the support. We want to hit it hard this year. We have a lot of great shows planned out, some new GMs, some old school GMs coming back, like I mentioned, and some really cool stuff down the pipeline. I don't want to get into yet, but it's going to be multimedia. It's not all just here on stream, but some other bigger things we're working on, so we could really use your help and interaction and really grow in our community. So check that shit out. All right, let's get into Team Phoenix Rising. If you're just tuning in, this is Cyberpunk Red. Team Phoenix Rising has been around for quite some time. It started off with some other players and characters. It was Team Veritas for a long time, which was an independent media corporation, kind of breaking stories and fighting for the underdogs. They had guest appearances. They had some definite deaths in players and characters. One of the last main ones was their media that was leading up the main corporation. So losing their media meant they kind of had to shift gears. And during that process, they kind of teamed up with Cold Spider's character, Tomcat, the tech. And yeah, they basically kind of shifted into a brain dance place where they could have monthly themed brain dances that Cold Spider would kind of put out. And again, we'll get into a deep dive when you talk about Tomcat. I want you to get into the whole tiff with the Voodoo Boys and the brain dance and how it kind of got into the Team Veritas and all that stuff. Like we'll recap that a little bit, but ultimately we got into what it is now, which is a brain dance place where downstairs it's a brain dance cafe, but upstairs and behind the scenes they're edgerunners running gigs, and every month they tend to have one big gig where they bring in a couple new edgerunners to join the team, and you can join that on Patreon too. Let me drop that in the chat if you're into that and you want to come join this team one of the months. Go to our Patreon, check out the $10 tier. You get into the raffle every month. We pick out 2 new players. We actually have a couple that are due right now, and then we're back to the raffles. So check that out. Join up. Maybe your character can come join the team one month. But every month we do a different one shot where the team, like I said, recruits a couple edge runners and we get a gig done. The more recent thing is we lost Wolf, the solo, played by Jancic. You might have seen him in the intro video. We'll be getting that updated with Tyrus in there and stuff. But we need to discuss that as well. We need to discuss his departure. He did send me some info based on his life path. So we'll discuss that and see how that might maybe plays into the bigger picture of things. But before we solidify that, I also want to make sure we solidify Tyrus's character's, what is it, Datara?
Yep, Datara or Datara.
Datara. I want to secure that life path and how it ties into the team too, to see if somehow that makes sense with the departure of Wolf, the solo, if that makes sense. I just kind of want to have a nice little session 0 and a little life path lore discussion for the team, just so we can tie up loose ends, get the new character in, and then we can move forward starting on the next session with 2 players in and an official one-shot. Sound good?
Yep.
All right, let's do it. Let me take a sip of water, and then let's go around the table and do a little deep dive on your character. It's been a while, so let's start with Val. Val, why don't we talk about Phoenix? She's a fixer. Why don't you describe her in a little better detail? You know, her maybe a little bit about her accent and addiction, about her light kleptomania and what she wears. She's rose up the ranks. I don't know. I'll let you take it from there. Why don't you describe her a little bit?
Well, Phoenix is, as you can see, what she looks like right now. She has red long hair. As the years gone on, her hair turned more fire. Still has it really long. She styles it to what the missions are. She does have a lot of Southern accent. Her appearance is she has chrome face because her eyes are actually chromed out. So she has her eyes. Her nails are done. She has one whole super chrome. Now it's all what is it? Super chromed out now.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot.
Yeah, in the last session,
she got
she
chrome.
moved on up. Yeah,
That's
she's
right.
super chrome now. And it's still a pop-up melee. So it comes out and stab you. So that's her little, I'll slap you in the face. On her left hand, she has her light tattoos that light up. She has all the old school money. I know we do eddies, but she has all the old school money symbols from dollar bills, $100 bills, to yangs to represent that she's all about money. And she is a klepto, so all her jewelry she wears, some of them are from her family that she kept, and a lot of them she stole from people because she just takes things, whatever she feels like it. And she does use them as currency. If she really needs to, she will sell a piece, not the one she treasures. But pretty much what she has on her. Her outfits are always classy. She kind of moved up a little bit, still slutty. So she has a business suit, all of it's high tech, so she can't get too shot up. Still mini. Her legs still has the power and control, I think it was on her legs.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Power on her legs, so she always shows them off no matter what she's wearing, whatever outfit is. Those tattoos always got to show.
Oh, and she had the light tattoo, the phoenix.
The phoenix rising. She had the phoenix bird on her neck, goes all the way up, and it flares all the way up to her neck to show her name is Phoenix. She's now level 6, going to be moving up to a 7 soon. So yeah, and her southern accent. She used to be a nomad, so she does know how to drive again, and she's also addicted. Yeah, she was originally a nomad. She came from original that. She had a little technical difficulties when she got exploded up and sold her soul to Arasaka, or the teenager.
One of our guest players, Jamie's character Kira, the nomad, I think that part of our Patreon, and guest appears when she gets in there. And I think didn't her character, part of the story was that she kind of taught you how to drive or retaught you.
Reminded me how to drive so now I can do a getaway. And one of Phoenix's other things that she always has is her fan. But she updated it, and it has all these light up into little weapons. So she always has that on her. So that's one of her little secret weapons. I forgot to mention that.
Yeah, the concealed blades. That's right.
Yeah, her concealed blade. She updated that a long time ago. And just like her nails are just like, and she's still owned by Arasaka, right? Yep. And sold to them. That's how she got all her gear all up and updated over the years. But all her recent stuff, she earned it.
Wasn't it the Sanguinettis?
Sanguinettis, yeah, that's right, Sanguinettis. I'm still owned by Sanguinettis. Yeah, so even though I bite my tongue at them, I still obey their laws and whatever they want. So we do work for them every once in a while. We have to do jobs for them. And I was really good friends with Wolf with them, so I was a little hard disheartened when Wolf left. But it's understandable. Let's see what else. So yeah, now she's running gigs, helping people out. Pretty much sums up Phoenix.
Yeah, great job.
Oh yeah, and she does have a southern accent all the time until she does her sin coke. Sin coke has seen as a little bit different than anybody else. She's not addicted to it. She just uses it so she can get the hell out of Dodge. Because Phoenix doesn't fight unless she really has to. Unless she kicks some ass.
Yeah, and let me clarify as a GM. Yeah, you don't show the addictive symptoms as much, like, you're not like hard for it. You always have it though, and technically speaking, you are addicted by game mechanics. So you do have to do it and stuff, but it does, but it does kick up your reflex to the point. Then you can make use of that dexterity for dodging and stuff. And like you said, it's just a weird psychological thing. You lose that southern accent. Yeah. No,
yeah, we just still never figured that out. And also, she doesn't use guns. Phoenix doesn't touch guns. That was her.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, doesn't use guns, just her pop-up blade. Hey, Shinobi, what's up? Welcome to the chat. And I just point out Vulpus Vox saying she is the bestest fixer ever. Nice shout out for Phoenix.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, so no, I think that was a great summary of Phoenix, the fixer. So let's dive into Tomcat the Tech, played by our own Cold Spider. Let's do a little recap because I think this character is especially interesting because he became part of the team kind of at that transition period, and we were able to kind of lean the story onto that character, which helped, I don't know, kind of mold what the new team is, or at least a part of the front or whatever. But I'll let you take it from there. To dive into the issue that you had with your son, all that, and how you came into the team and your character.
Well, basically, to go a little bit further back, I grew up around nomads, and at one point, we had worked a deal with Voodoo Boys, went bad, and so to kind of make up for it, I offered my services to them. They kind of kept taking, and then to the point where they basically kind of had me, as working for them pro bono, we'll say. And at one point, when I was able to get away, they had kidnapped my kid when I didn't want to broker a deal with them about this thing I had at the what is the Carnival by the Sea, the thing Pacifica.
Yeah. Now my mind just went blank. What is that called? Playland by the Sea. Oh, that's funny. We both say.
There we go. Yeah.
Playland by the Sea. Yeah.
And essentially, I came to the group asking them to help me get my kid back, and we had, worked together on a few gigs during that time, and then we were able to save my son. I got him out to go live with his mom's family, and then
and
one of the players,
not to interrupt too much, but yeah, and I think the idea there too was your character kind of met them at the 24-hour cafe, kind of tracked them down, saying, look, like, I don't just need normal edge runners to help me get out of this situation with Voodoo Boys, but I need your expertise being a media corporation to kind of, throw them under the bus publicly and hopefully get them all locked up dealing with the NCPD and dealing with all the legalities and that bullshit, so I have a chance to disappear with my kid somehow, or at least get him to safety and whatever. And which was successful. It got them all, majority of their team all locked up, and dealing with that. But yeah.
Unfortunately, there were some repercussions to that, and we ended up losing one of our team members because of that. And that's when I knew I had to kind of stay behind, because if they were always going to be hunting me, I couldn't risk them getting my kid. So it was just safer to send him off and stay in Night City. But I mean, on the plus side, I was able to kind of, work around that. We were able to get the Brain Dance studio lined up, and just to kind of pay the bills and for, other stuff, we decided to run our, edgerunner business, where we basically would have someone come into the booth, pick out a very specific brain dance, and then nighty night, they got knocked out, woke up, and we basically suicide squatted them, but in a good way.
Yeah, and shout out to Sirenscape. I see Dan and Steve came in with a raid from their show. Love Sirenscape. They're an official sponsor here at Cybernation Uncensored. When we do normal gameplay, you'll hear, cyberpunk sounds going on in the city and different themed sets. If you haven't checked out Sirenscape, make sure you do. It's amazing. But yeah, in this, if you're coming in from them, this is perfect timing to meet Team Phoenix. We're just doing a little recap session, a little ground, like session 0 sort of thing, where we're recapping the characters, reintroducing them, the current team, and our new character played by Tyrus, which is our new player. So it's a great time to tune in and kind of just get the little recap. But welcome. We absolutely love Sirenscape. I ran all the Cyberpunk Red gameplay for them on Thursdays for the past couple years. Make sure you check that out on the Sirenscape YouTube channel. But yeah, so you got Team Veritas to break the story. You were able to get the kid. You were able to get him away. Yeah, there were some repercussions. You ended up losing one of the main guys, like we talked about, the media through it, kind of dealing with that sort of stuff, which kind of crushed the Team Veritas media aspect of the team. But through that, you were able to, like a phoenix rising from the ashes, kind of rebirth the team into this new business with Cold Spider's character Tomcat helping out with his brain dances now that his kid's safe away with family. And that's what the team has been doing. It's been basically his what's the name of the brain dance? I forget. It was plug and play or We'll have
Oh
to.
God, it's been so long. What
I
was
know we'll have to
it?
look that up. But also a thing to remember
Yeah.
is the home base is that abandoned firehouse that's been refurbished and redone. It's like a home base, which is really cool. Still has the fire pole and all, and a huge garage. We'll bring that up in the map in future one shots as the team comes back. But yeah, you're running the brain dances out of there as the fixer, played by Valerie Phoenix, is helping orchestrate the monthly gigs with players coming in. However, we did lose Wolf, the solo. Like I said, I want to get into his little departure story, and we can figure out how that lore ties in to possibly the new character's lore coming into play. And if not, we can always get that tech coming in. There might be some ties to Cold Spider's tech Tomcat or something. Maybe there's some history of them knowing each other. I don't know yet, but let's just see what we can all think of as we meet Tyrus's character. Tyrus, why don't you introduce us to Datara or Datara?
Yep.
Datara?
Yep. Either way, it could be pronounced both.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Yeah, introduce us and let's.
So, yep. In regards to Datura, as much as he wants people to know, like, of his origin, of course, people do know that he is in fact North American, despite the Asian sounding handle that he uses. But reason why, because that is one, other than just not having the best life coming up. He was pretty like growing up around like the not so rich parts of Night City, growing up as a kid. So he's been more used to stealing and of course getting punched in the face a lot because of stealing, as he's not really good at getting away a lot of the time.
Sounds like a tech.
Yep. Other than that, as he got older and just as a way to just make some scratch on the side, he learned from some of his family just how to make and build stuff. And then eventually he just found his own niche into wanting to actually have a way to fight back in the future, and started taking his abilities over to weaponsmithing. So he took that as an opportunity to start crafting some iron, start crafting some swords, anything to give his clients an edge or himself an edge if he ever gets into a worst case scenario.
I like that.
And other than that, as for how he got his handle, it wasn't one he came up with himself. It was given to him by a longtime friend of his who has relations with the Tiger Claws. And the reason why he was given the name handle Datura was, it was based off from what his friend told him, was based off of a yokai known as the Ippon Datura, which is a yokai that is known for having one eye and one leg. And his friend thought it worked for him because around the time of his teen years, he lost his meat leg and has one cyber leg, so he technically only has one leg.
Okay.
And
My mind instantly went perverted when you were talking. I was like,
Yeah.
where is the story going? But okay.
And the mask in question gives him the facade of only having one eye when it's activated, so hence why his friend gave him the handle Datura. And the other reason was because of that is because the yokai was good at making weapons, something that Datura likes to do.
And that, I just noticed that mask is real. That's funny. When you sent that image for the promo, I thought it was like some artwork or an AI thing or an image online, but you actually have that mask. That's really cool.
Real deal.
That's awesome.
I just don't wear it because I sound too muffled through the mic, but otherwise I would be wearing it.
Hell yeah. No, that's cool. Yeah, maybe bust it out once in a while when he doesn't have to talk too much or something. But I imagine you'd get hot and sweaty in that too. It looks like after a while.
That's the other reason, but yeah.
looks really cool though. I love it, the look of it on the promo image. But yeah, go on. Any other details from life path other than like family upbringing, how he got into it, his name, the tie to the tiger claw aspect of his name?
Yeah, other ties to his life path is in his work as a weaponsmith. He does have a partner that he works with. That said partner also has ties to mob and gangs and stuff like that. while Datura doesn't really know what mob and gang he has ties to. He just knows his partner has ties to them. So that's... Other than that, they have a pretty solid, stable working relationship. Nothing against like that. And as for his workspace, he's OCD to an extent. There's a lot of stuff that is color coded, but otherwise, other than the stuff that is color coded, if you ever go to his workshop, despite the color codedness, it still looks like a clusterfuck.
Nice. It's color coded, but it's in a chaos. But you can at least find the different colors and try to match them or something. Yeah. There's a couple things in that life path stuff I can think of. I see Chad also chiming in. I saw Vulpus Vox mentioning about maybe Cold Spider's character Tomcat and Datura. Maybe they both went to the same college, something like that with the tech school, or maybe had some background in there, or maybe they learned. I don't know, but I do want to mention chat. If you do have ideas, feel free to drop that in. We love when chat is part of the story, and we love getting ideas. And even if it's not the full-on idea, maybe there's some part of your idea that we can use or something. There's never a bad idea. Please chat, put it out there, and be part of it. We love that. But anyways, there are a couple things. Like there's some crime family tie stuff to your partner, and Val's character Phoenix the Fixer is kind of owned by the Sanguinetti's crime family. Maybe there's something through that where you did a gig from Sanguinetti's and you know her, which is ironically how Wolf the Solo and Phoenix know each other through the Sanguinetti's. So maybe there's something there. But I would like better to be some type of tie with Tomcat the tech. And it's kind of funny, like when I mentioned, sounds like a tech when you mentioned about getting punched in the face, is when Tomcat was coming into play. Correct me if I'm wrong here, Cold Spider, but it was a handful of sessions or some sessions after you realized, like, maybe I should get some skills in handgun. Because you realized how brutal Night City was getting, and how even you as a tech had to deal with some shit sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, my tech numbers are great, but yeah, definitely invest in your handguns.
Yeah. So, but that being said, what I was thinking is maybe there's a tie there too. Like maybe when Tomcat the tech decided, like, you know what, I need to get into some guns and shit. Who do I know with guns? And you think of another tech that you cross paths with or something. You're like, oh, he's a weaponsmith. It's kind of his specialty. You know, why not learn from him versus a solo? Like you feel a little more comfortable with other techs. Maybe there's something there. And like I said, I'm just throwing things out there. I would rather the team come up with creative ideas and tie this in. But first, let me read what Jansik sent me about Wolf the Solo and his departure and some possibilities there because of his life path. It's real short. He just says in his backstory he has been searching for his wife and daughter that were kidnapped and presumed killed. And remember how we always see him deep in thought. He's always looking at his ring. There's always that sort of thing going on. So he's always been kind of searching in the back. He could have found that they were taken by Arasaka, is what he says. Saw a chance to take them back and disappeared into the wastelands to join a nomad tribe, also in his background, when he was visiting Kira, which we mentioned earlier, Jamie's character Kira, the nomad who went to Japan. So maybe when he was visiting Kira in Japan, which he did visit her, he could have been doing research. I would say he would have cybered up as much as possible and possibly gone cyber psycho on an Arasaka team transport. Something like that. I love that. Maybe there's some type of thing. Like maybe he got a little bit of redemption, you know? Like obviously it's Arasaka. He's a one-man army. He's going to get taken out. Maybe there's something there. Maybe Kira helped along that process. Maybe she knows something about it. And then when Jamie appears in her character in the future, maybe there can be some fun recap there or something. I don't know. But that's what he sent me. I love that sort of stuff. Like I said, I would love the team to kind of take this and help connect the dots with the help of chat. I'll chime in when I have ideas. But what does everyone think about Wolf's departure, about Tyrus's tech, Datara coming in? Are there any ties here, or are they separate stories? What is everybody thinking and liking about all these things I've been mentioning? I'll shut up now.
Well,
Honestly, I like the idea of...
Yeah, first things first, that's a damn good way to die, if he did die.
I like it. It's a nice... I
love him going all Cowboy Bebop on Arasaka and just going for it.
Yeah. getting all cybered up, almost pushing himself cyber psycho because he knows like this is his revenge. Last ride, he's just gonna go till he's done. You know, like I kind of love that. It's badass.
I think Phoenix is going on that end also because I think Phoenix ended up getting his Wolf's headband in the mail. So once she received that, she knew he went psychosis.
Oh,
I like that. That's sweet.
Yeah, he gave it to Phoenix, and he just went on his. Never heard from Wolf again. So now she has his wolf thing with everyone else. We have a shrine for all our fallen soldiers, and we can put his headband up there.
I was just gonna say maybe you didn't hear from him again until like a week or two later. All these scream sheets are coming out in media reports, and everyone's covering this crazy Arasaka thing that went down with this one cyber psycho, and you're just hearing cyber psycho till you look at the reports and you see it's fucking Wolf, and you're like, holy shit, like I think that'd be kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Let's go with that then. Let's go with his story. That's he thought of that. He tied it into his life path. It makes perfect sense. It's a hero out. I love that. I think the team's seeing that, and like you said, adding him to the shrine because we have had fallen players before. Anybody interested in checking out the past teams? Check out Cybernation Uncensored on YouTube, Team Veritas, and then leading into what is now Team Phoenix Rising, which is a monthly one-shot. All those are on the YouTube channel. You can dig them up and check them out. But yeah, I like that. Let's say that's how he went. As Vulpus Fox says, if it was an epic death, he needs a drink named after him. Oh, I like that. I like that. There's got to be some type, even if it's not official at what is it, Afterlife or whatever. It needs to be a my mind's going blank. Sorry, it needs to be at least a drink with the team or something like something. The team has concocted for him or something. Yeah, you guys should think of that. I'll hit Jansik up too, see if he has any fun ideas. So, okay, is there any way to tie that? Is that just an out for Wolf, which is epic in its own? I love that. But is there a way to tie that into Datura coming in? Or do we want to tie that in separate to Tomcat, the Tex character played by Cold Spider, or a separate in or something completely different? How does everyone feel about all that sort of stuff?
You can go either way with it. Personally, like with both Tara and Wolf. I mean, Wolf could have been going in for some weaponry and loading up if he thought he was going to be taking on Arasaka.
Yeah, for sure. There could have been like the situation, like I was the final weapons merchant he went to before going off on their suicide run.
Ooh, I like that.
And he could have just in passing just mentioned Phoenix Rising or our team just in conversation or something.
Maybe
I just heard his word on the street or something.
Or maybe even Datura knows Wolf. Maybe they go back and he's done weapon work for him or something to the point where he hit him up to upgrade weapons and do all this while he was going cyber psycho. Maybe he could even be like, look, I don't have family and friends. I just have work associates. I come to you. This is my family over here, Team Phoenix. They run this brain dance, but really they do gigs backstage. Can you bring them my bandana here? Maybe he hand delivers that shit. That's how you meet him or something. I don't know. Maybe there's something there.
Oh,
I like that.
Yeah, I like that.
I like that too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That would just be kind of one of those unspoken things. Like, oh shit.
Yeah, and it lets the team kind of realize oh shit, Wolf actually had some type of friend or acquaintance,
emotion.
Yeah, and similar to us, and some emotion that. Well, he was always kind of a softie in a way if you think about it, but you know what I mean.
Right.
Even through the cyber psycho, you realize he had somebody, and maybe him showing up with that would, I don't know, open the doors a little more and allow you guys to be like, all right, well, this guy must be cool because he was down with Wolf. That kind of makes sense. What does everyone think?
I like that.
Yeah, I like that too.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and with you coming by the place, we could be saying the Braindance Studio's been kind of blowing up as far as busyness, and I mean, I know you're primarily weapons tech, but I could be like, well, any kind of tech is helpful right now.
Yeah,
it's true. It's true, and it
Yep.
would be blowing up too because look, as we're ranking up, reps getting bigger. Every one shot, even though these are one shots and standalones, does increase the character's IP. Just like with our guest characters, we always give them extra IP and money to use, so everyone's kind of rising up together. We'll see what happens when we cap out and then have to make new characters or whatever happens. But my point here is absolutely the shop and the place, the reputation would go right with it with the characters. So that would make sense for Tomcat's character that the brain dance is kind of blowing up. It's always crowded now. You know, it's generating. You guys have sponsors, like all bills are covered. You just got to do those successful gigs monthly and stuff. You know, like I think, yeah, I like all of that. I like all of that. How would we tie in Dator though? Okay, like say your character shows up. You know, you have the tie with Wolf. Imagine you and Wolf going way back. You've always done weaponsmith for him, and it's a hard city. It's Night City. You rarely have friends and family, people you trust. So that means something. So obviously, like Wolf telling you, like, look, these are the people I work with. That's my family. Like, can you please bring them my bandana? Just let them know I'm okay. I'm taking care of my family. I got to go do something, you know, and that sort of thing. How, if that went down, how do you picture your character then evolving into the team? Like I imagine you would show up, you would do that. It'd be an emotional moment for Phoenix and Tomcat and everything. Like, and again, I'll let you guys take the mic, but I imagine that would be an emotional moment or something. Maybe having some drinks. How you know? I don't know, but how would it end up that all of a sudden Datter is like, hey, I'm gonna crash here. Yeah, I'll work with you guys. Like, I'll help out. Like, I think you mentioned Tomcat, like it's busy enough. You need another tech help. Maybe there was a mention of that too. I don't know, but how do we tie all that together?
Yeah, I would say like after like, you know, like after being the mail delivery guy for that and then like offering my condolences for the unfortunate loss they had. Like, yeah, I actually kind of do like both Tomcat's idea of just like needing another tech, because while Datura does focus on weapons, he did have prior experience in just run-of-the-mill tech, so he might be able to like help out at least a little bit in that regard, give it like some kind of like side hustle for him as well. So
I think the conversation probably came about once he delivered. I think Phoenix and Tomcat were probably hanging out in our space, probably fixing it, doing our normal routine, probably just hanging out. And when he got there and brought it to us, I think it kind of shocked us, and we probably just went straight to where Wolf always had the hard liquor. Probably put it out, and we probably started drinking and reminiscing of Wolf and him. Be like, how do you know Wolf? Him giving his probably sharing stories, and that's probably how what it came about. That we have space here. We need help.
I love the idea of like getting drunk and trading stories, because probably you both, like everybody would have different stories of Wolf, but you all know and love Wolf. You know, like I like that. That'd be really cool. Yeah, I think that ties it together as far as getting the player in there and then seeing that, like, you know, through that bonding and right getting wasted over Wolf and seeing that there was the passing and what he went through, and you guys are all common friends and family with him. I could see talking through, like, you know, shit's extra hard now. Like, now we're down another teammate just to hold down gigs, let alone maintaining the brain dance, which is getting to be a bit much. In which case, maybe your character, Tyrus Datra, would step up, like you said, and be like, you know what, like, I generally deal with weaponsmith stuff, but I did start out as a normal tech. Like, I could probably help you out with some of these things, and, you know, maybe that's how it could go down, you know, and then getting into the edge running gigs. Do you picture your character being an edge runner too? Is he mainly do the tech stuff, weaponsmithing, or does he go out and edge run too for side money? Or would this be his into that? Would he be like, you know, teching and all that and be like, you know what, you guys do that shit on the side? Wolf used to always try to get me into that. Like, let me go out on a run with y'all or something. Would it go down like that, or has he always been edge running too?
I would say this would be his official way in, because like he always like made weapons for himself for a worst case scenario. So I feel like now that he has already practiced making weapons for himself for a worst case scenario, now that he has a way in to that worst case scenario, he's just like, fuck it, I got some toys I want to play with.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, I like that idea. When I was saying it, it was just kind of popping in my head, like maybe this could be the into edge running thing. Like, you know, I could picture it like a film or something, like that emotional moment with Wolf bringing the bandana, you guys connecting, then getting drunk. Like, imagine like this montage of getting drunk, right? And then pausing at everyone telling these different stories of Wolf, like Datra like telling something that is making Phoenix and fucking Tomcat go, really? Like I can't even picture him doing that. And then you guys telling him some crazy shit. Like I picture that going, and then waking up hungover, and there being a line out front of the brain dance and being like, oh fuck man, we got to get everything going. And that's when you're like, dude, I can help you out. Like let's do this. And then as you're doing it, you start maybe like the first gig comes in or something. It's like, damn, you completely forgot about the side gigs. Phoenix, y'all were partying. You were like thinking of the Wolf stuff, and maybe it's like you mind coming in helping us out, and that's when you could that moment could be like, well fuck, I've always thought about diving into some edge running, let's do this. Like I could totally picture all that. I love it. Yeah, chat, let us know any other ideas too. By the way, I saw Vulpus Fox mentioning this stuff gave him an idea for a character he's planning on an Arasaka exec, and I am thinking I left them because of what I found out that they did to Wolf. Oh, I love that. Yeah, and I love crossover stories too, especially with different teams and stuff. If anybody's watched my streams, I always cross over the 24-hour cafe mid campaigns, and anytime I can, I cross over different teams and players. Anytime we can do a cameo or an appearance, I love that shit. But Vulpus Vox has a character he's played with Team Phoenix Rising too, so I love if he can make another character with some other team or with us or whatever. If it's with our team or not, that kind of ties in some of that Wolf story. I love that. Which reminds me, anybody in chat, if you're ever watching this, or anybody watching the VOD, if you want to use any of our lore, any of our characters, NPCs, absolutely, just give us a shout out. But you're absolutely welcome to cross over the lore, and then let us know how the story went. Come and tell us a story in Discord or in one of our communities. I love that shit. Any crossover of that stuff, like tell me how you used one of the NPCs I created, and maybe we can kind of tie in lore to one of the other teams or something, or vice versa with a player. I love that stuff. So feel free, if you're watching this or hearing this on the podcast, let's cross over creative ideas. Use anything you hear. I love it. All right, cool. So I think we got the tie-in. Any other ideas? Any other ways to tie them in? Because look, I want to, when we come back, and this could be the next Wednesday or the next, I know this is officially the last Wednesday of every month, but I'm trying to kind of catch up. We were supposed to kind of dive in today, but we're able to do this session 0, and now we'll officially dive in with the 2 players on a real one-shot next session, which, like I said, I kind of want to bump up before the last Wednesday so we can catch up and make up for what we're missing out. But that being said, do we want that to be your official first edge running gig? Do we want to have fun with that and role play that out and kind of going out with the team? Or do we want to make something up now that maybe you guys did, and we'll make up a fun story of an edge running thing that you did, and when we do that next one, it's like, you've already been doing it with the team or something. Which seems more fun for Datra? For you, Tyrus, as a player too. What do you want to do?
Ooh. Actually kind of like both ideas, like with the next time we meet up like this, being Datra's very first big gig into
I do
edge
like
running.
that.
Yeah.
I think that's fun,
Oh, we're going to be there first.
Yeah. There's something fun about that. And there could be some fun role play there too, little moments where it's I can't even think of it now, but I just imagine imagine in Edge Runner's first time out, the little mistakes or things are holy shit, it's just like the movies, or I don't know, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dude, get down, what the hell? He's all excited out on a mission, I don't know.
Give me a break. This is the first time I shot at a person.
Yeah, I like that. I like that idea. The other thing to keep in mind, because it popped in my head, the team's home base is that renovated firehouse at Tomcat, the tech, played by Cold Spider, has been renovating, adding security. We've kind of been beefing that up. He's also been renovating the 24-hour cafe. If anybody's watching the Sirenscape stream, our final stream after 2 years ended on the grand opening of the 24-hour cafe, which was thanks to Tomcat doing all the renovations there, which is very cool. But my point is you mentioned, it'd be cool when I meet back up for the first gig, we'll play that out. You can absolutely have your own place, your character, whatever his home is. But there are rooms at the home base, and that's what the team does to kind of save their monthly expenses. And I could, there's plenty of rooms I could totally see the team, especially bonding after Wolf being like, you're going to start edge running with us. You're going to start helping us with the brain dance. Like, where are you staying at? No, fuck that. Come stay upstairs, like, but that's up to you as a character. That's up to the team. How does everyone feel about that? How would that go down? First, Tyrus, you tell us, how would your character be about that?
If Doctor was given the invitation, like, considering, like, yeah, they were drinking buddies at this point, all bonded over, like, how they knew Wolf and all that. So, like, if he was given the invitation just to, like, crash at their place for a while, then he wouldn't be against it.
How's the team feel about that? Down for a new roommate?
Well, Phoenix is always so quick to say yeah, and she always has a rule: stay out of my room, stay out of my business. She'd be like, go pick any other rooms that are open, whatever, clean it out, just stay out of my 2 rooms. That's usually her rule.
Nice.
She doesn't really care. She
Just
likes to keep everybody close.
Just be ready for the room to be extremely color-coded, but still extremely a mess at the same time.
Nice, I like that. Look at PWB in chat too. Says everyone brain danced after drinking and reminiscing about Wolf. Nobody is certain if their memories of the first Edge run is real or Memorex. I like that. That's funny. Yeah, maybe a little practice run in some of the brain dances. For fun too. What would be the brain dance theme? I wonder what would be going on right now. I know we officially have different brain dance themes when we do the one shots. But I imagine there has to be at least something running right now, Tomcat. You got to fill us in if there is any theme going on at the brain dance right now. Or has it been down because of Wolf? Is everything kind of blacked out, ready for the grand opening or re-grand opening?
It's been kind of weird because we've been busy for the most part just on our basic stuff, but we haven't really been able to do any exhibits because with Wolf disappearing, it's been a lot harder to do our edge running gigs.
Oh yeah. Oh, and you've been renovating the 24-hour cafe too. Tomcat's been kind of away a lot too.
Yeah, Phoenix was running around the firehouse, running around by herself.
Yeah, I like the idea of maybe a re-grand opening. Maybe it's like that day after drunk, the line out front needing help, and it's like, reruns and stuff, but it's like, man, time to kick it back into gear. You have a new partner now. You're back to the edge running. You're going to get a couple people to gig in. Let's have another reopening with another theme. And that's what we'll do when we come back the next session is we'll be able to have another like grand opening or something. You'll have a theme. We'll fucking make that the theme of the brain dances and we'll see what the first gig might be. And we'll get our 2 players in from our Patreon. Let me drop that back in the chat for anybody new that's here. On the Patreon, there's a $10 tier where you get to vote on different topics that we randomly come up with when voting is needed for the community for Cybernation Uncensored. But on that $10 tier, you get into the monthly raffle where you can possibly come and join this team. And we usually cycle in different players and characters and stuff that get to come and play on the monthly one-shots. So check that out. It's right there in chat. Anybody that's watching the VOD and you're not seeing the chat or listening on the podcast, it's just patreon.com/Cybernation Uncensored. All right. Yeah, I think that pretty much covers it. Tyrus, I love that you're down with making your first edge running gig with the team. I think that's going to be fun.
Sam, I like that. I like this a lot too.
Yeah, I think there's some fun to be had. Let's make sure, like, if there's any particular ideas with that. Like, I don't want to pre-plan too much with that, obviously, like, but if there are some fun ideas anybody's having with that, like, drop that in the team chat on our Discord. And anybody watching this, watching the VOD, leave us some comments on YouTube if you come up with some fun ideas. I think there like I said, I feel like there's got to be a ton of fun, like, first-time edge runner jokes or things. Like, we got to think of at least some. And I think if you're listening or watching this chat, let us know what you think of. Oh yeah, the other thing I want to mention with Team Phoenix moving forward, these have been monthly one-shots. I'm going to start rocking these with my campaign builder. I have my quick campaign builder, which, if anyone saw, was released as part of some homebrew stuff with our Talsorian Games and official downloadable content a couple months ago. Yeah, I'm gonna rock that out. Obviously not as a quick campaign builder last minute, which that is great for, but I'm gonna use that each month to build the foundation that I expand on for my one shots as a little fun usage of the tool I created and to promote it. I'll include the link in every one of our one shots too, so people can go download that and go use it. yeah, anything else we want to talk about your character, Tyrus, or Val, Cold Spider, anybody, any other ideas to tie these characters in? Any other thoughts with the team? Anything that I missed that we needed to cover?
Ooh, Vulpus actually had a really good idea.
Ooh.
Maybe have Dataro hiding out because one of the weapons he made for the Arasaka raid got used and it got traced back.
Oh, I love that
Yeah,
idea.
that would be good. That would be good because he tries to make sure nobody knows too much about his real life. So if anybody's able to like trace back to him, he'd want to quickly get into hiding as much as possible.
Yeah.
And Arasaka is not forgiving.
No, they are
Oh.
not.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. Yeah, and maybe that could be kind of like the beginning of like, yeah, I want to get in edge running. I've been wanting to do this. Plus, like, I do kind of need a new place to crash out and a new team to kind of chill and hide with because apparently this went down and Arasaka's kind of looking for me. I love that. That's a great idea, Vulpus Fox. Yeah, we'll take it. Sold. All right. Yeah, any other ideas? Chat too, obviously. Like chat, yeah. Got any other ideas? But from the team, did we miss anything? I feel like we tied it in. We got a good little background of Dataro. We tied it in. We've got the exit story of Wolf and his epic hero ending, which also ties in that Arasaka stuff, which also comes back to Dataro a little bit, which I'll absolutely use to come and haunt you in the future as a GM. That will come back to bite you in the ass. You can thank Vulpus Vox, not me. Don't be mad at me.
Bring it on.
Yeah. But anything else? Is there anything else that we should cover other than just session 0? Tyrus, you're new to the team. I'm sure you've seen all of our streams in session 0s. We have our typical session 0 stuff where we don't fuck around with sexism, racism, any of the typical stuff. We don't like to dabble in real life politics as well. We kind of just keep it gameplay. Obviously, Cyberpunk is violent and dystopian, but we tend to get away from violence to like animals or children and stuff. Maybe if it's there, it's something mentioned here, but like we typically avoid stuff like that. But we don't want to censor too much. This is Cyber Nation Uncensored. But obviously, we're not trying to offend or cross lines and be fucked up. But that being said, are there any things other than the typical that you want to mention for us that we should know, or anything along those lines for our session 0?
Yes, there is actually a very important piece of information I forgot to share about Dataro.
Mm-hmm.
His alcoholic drink choice is a gin and a cranberry.
Okay. Okay.
Does he always have it on him?
Not always on him, but
He's always
if he's always going to a bar, or if he's like knocked unconscious had a rough run, he's just like, I'll take a gin and a cranberry.
What the hell was the character's name from Trailer Park Boys? Jules or
Julian.
Julian. He always had the drink.
Yeah.
Even like they would have like a car wreck and the car would be sideways and he'd like climb out with the drink unspilled and for some reason that popped in my head when you were mentioning that. That's his favorite drink. Okay, that's awesome. Nice. Let's see. Vulpus Fox says maybe he had. Oh, okay. It's not fun unless there's someone on your 6 trying to zero you. Absolutely. Cyberpunk has got to be dangerous. If you see any of my GM tips, that's like one of the key factors in making a Cyberpunk game is it has to be dangerous. And lace in a little bit of paranoia. You never know when it's coming, right? You need a fanny pack mini bar. I don't know. Is Dataro like that? Is that just his favorite drink, or is he like an alcoholic and shit?
It is just his favorite drink.
Okay.
He's pretty good when it comes to alcohol. He's not an alcoholic or anything. It's
Okay.
just if he has alcohol, that's just his go-to drink.
Nice. Okay. And nothing against that. Like I said, characters absolutely can be into any vices and all that sort of stuff. Those mechanisms are part of the rules of Cyberpunk Red. It is dystopian and kind of fucked up sometimes. But yeah, just curious if that was part of the role play, part of the character.
Nah, he's got a friend who's in the mob, but yep, he hasn't suffered enough trauma to become an alcoholic just yet.
Just yet. Well, you just
Welcome
joined the
to
team.
the team.
There you go. Yeah, I was just gonna say, as they mix you up a drink. Oh, really? Welcome. Yeah. No, I love it. I think we got it. I think we tied it in. Yeah, I think we got it. We got the life path. We got the backstory. We tied it in. We got the exit of Wolf. I really like that. I love the hero out, and I love that Vulpus Vox dropped in that little tie too. So we do have a little tie with the weapon thing, with the Arasaka thing, which adds the danger part, because we did tie you to helping him with the weapons. You hand delivering the bandana, like all of this. Really good. I can picture it. It's like a film. I think we did a great job doing that. Anybody tuning in, thank you so much for being part of the story. This was just a little mini session 0, just to introduce the new player, new character, tie it all together with the exit of the previous. Like I said before, we will be back before the last Wednesday of the month. I want to get this going before the last Wednesday of February, maybe next week or the following. I just want to make sure we can get the players that are due into those one-shots, and then we can get back to the raffles from those that have joined the Patreon. So everybody watching or listening, make sure you join up to Patreon and you sign up for at least the $10 tier so you can be part of that when we get that up and running again. And Craghorst, I just saw Craghorst in chat. Every good edge runner needs at least one set of zip ties and ice baths. It's very true. And Craghorst, I think your character is one of the ones due, so make sure you hit us up in the chat on the Discord. I believe your rocker boy chef is what it is, if I'm not mistaken. I think if my memory is serving me, they need to dive into the next one shot. But yeah, that being said, everybody check out the Patreon, join us, join the team, check out the next stream, look out for the next promo. Like I said, the next one will be before the last Wednesday of the month. And make sure you join up on the Discord and everywhere you see Cybernation Uncensored, and follow our players. You can see their socials right here on the overlay. We'll have the official new overlays on the next stream with the character names, along with the player names and stuff, the little battle map, all that stuff. We'll be back into it on the next stream. Just look out for that. And thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.
Cybernation Uncensored.